What's going on, folks? I'd like to start off by saying that I appreciate the viewer who gave me that comment on that. It was an older video I did. I think it was examining narcissistic bosses or something like that, or how they affect you or something to that effect. I can't remember the title. But my point about that is that that is part of that pain that I always talk about. And you know, in society, the rat race. You know, I heard someone on social media comment about how we squeeze the life out of people. And we tend to think about this on an individual level, right? How we do something to someone else in our close proximity, a friend, family member, or something, right? But what about the bigger picture, folks? What about who's really squeezing the life out of you, and what is life? See, these are things that you just have not given thought to at this point. And it's important that you really think about this, because everything is taking place. And you're seeing these reports, but I talk about the reports because I want you to understand. Great ones, how you doing, y'all? I want you to understand that these news reports, the way they describe these things, right? You know that they're special because, and yeah, you've seen these things before, but you know they're special because they make they purposely tell you, you know, the anomalous nature of these things. Now, why is that important? Because these are all technical things that are happening that you can't reckon with. I heard someone else use a code word, one of these CEOs or something, talking, and they said the reckoning was coming. And I keep telling y'all, they were talking about the Chosen One a couple of months ago. And they say these little code words, you know, to put it out, you know, like a little dog whistle to the other demonic fools and stuff who are going to be taken out. And by now, many of you may not have given thought to any of the stuff that we discussed, right? And I want to talk about that too, because that's important, more importantly, because this is what's going on. Have you guys gotten together and figured out, you know, what you're going to pay the great ones for all of the services they have provided you with interest, because you charge interest. And because you live by the sword, you will go by the same way that you live. You understand? And that goes for anything. So if you're going to charge people and you're going to be greedy, well, the great ones who are giving you your air and your energy and all of these things, well, they're going to do the same thing to you specifically. Because they're not about dealing with the regular populace. The regular populace who are following you guys are consciously embedding an energy that's going to keep them from moving into the higher things. So they're going to be done away with regardless. They're just going to go over that cliff. I always talk about who I'm talking to in these videos, because I'm really talking to just the people who have awakened to the pain, folks. So we talk about putting the squeeze on people in life, you know, close people close to us. You know, mom may be on medications, doesn't have enough money, she's on disability, and you're hitting her up every day because you don't have a job and you need gas for the car or something to go out and hang out. You're being selfish. Yeah, you're putting the squeeze on mom, but we're talking about who's really putting the squeeze on you and mom. Mom shouldn't have to have a disability thing because money is not real, folks. So it shows that people are a commodity even when their health is concerned on all levels. And when you think about the landscape of everything that happens in the society, with nature and everything, all of these things are atrocities. It's not just about that individual squeeze you're putting on someone because you're selfish like that. You're not jumping out of something and looking at it from a bigger level. Think about it how it's viewed from higher reality, folks, which is caretaking your reality, right? The Most High has decided to do away with this material existence currently. So when things are for the better, what is the better to you? What do you deem as stress? What do you deem as a squeeze? And I told you guys, going to work every day, you know, even if you want to say, well, some level of work was acceptable, okay? What is acceptable work? Working you until you fall out, working you until you're 90 years old or something, folks. Putting that gun to your head, taking your money, your wages, taking everything from you, overtaxing you, overdoing everything. The only people who get the perks are the people who have fallen in line with the demonic system, folks. that's going to be done away with. That's why, that's the only message I'm really giving those average people, those humdrum, right? And so I look at it all, right? That viewer had that comment about, you know, and I think they said something about I was speaking the truth. And I appreciate that. I do believe so. But you're right. What is the truth? A lot of you are not waking up to the truth. That person is clearly in vibration. And by the way, I like your YouTube name, right? Shows a little something about your character. And you know, you're awakened. See the people who understand what I'm saying, it's like a social formula. Just like if I wrote EMC equals square or some shit. But I'm orating this thing, this formula. And you guys are picking it up because you're like social geniuses on some level. You are enlightened. You have high emotional intelligence and IQ. Is what you need. Not conscious, not just basic mental intelligence. 2 + 2 is not necessary. Because that is how you create a society where people become commodities and things become commodities. Your appreciation for basic things that are essential to your life. But you think you're greater than those things. And this is why you've been shown all of these things. So yeah, this is why you're going to make that payment. Well, actually, you're not going to make the payment because you're demoniacs. You don't realize the true nature of what's really happening. And you're powerless. Because you have created a false reality. A lot of you listen to me talking. You may claim that I'm speaking of a false reality, but you're witnessing what you perceive as real reality take place, right? And like I spoke about the reports, it's reported to you in such a way that it's special. They say it's been 100 years since we've seen this. They say that we've never seen these 2 storms do this or that. And I've already spoken about the hands that are doing this and why. They demand payment. Demoniacs are not capable of even expecting to pay that payment because you will have to call out the Most High God, his name, Harry, folks, Vishnu, folks. You will have to call out to him. And if you're a demoniac, it will destroy you where you stand. So they know this and they're hiding amongst you folks. See, you guys are into movies and pop culture references and shit. But when you're actually in the experience, and art imitates life and vice versa. So they're showing you in the movies. I keep telling you guys this. But because you're not awakened, you're not like that viewer who's awakened. He's one of these people, folks, that are going to be in this new society. There are many of you, right? And I didn't want to focus on doctrine today about specific things, about groups and stuff like that. But I just wanted to say this. There is a group, the group who holds the vibration of the Most High. I'll put it like that for you guys. And when that time comes, he will decide who's part of this group. You know it by your fruit. You know it by your own conscious feeling about this whole society and the way things are going. You see that there's a rat race. You see that money is not really actually real, right? And how it has created a society of commodity and separation and stuff. Everyone is breathing air that Mother Earth is providing. No one has paid her a dime, has even considered paying her, are taking away shit. If these motherfuckers could coin or figure out a way to charge you for the air that you breathe, they would do so if they could. And it's not even the air that they're creating, folks. They're in the fishbowl just like you. That's why I said teeth will get broken. It's been spoken. That's why I'm not going to focus on all this. I'm not here to threaten anyone today. The great ones are greater than my hands, folks, and they will do what I said they were going to do. I told you. So you'll bear witness to that. We'll watch together because a new society is coming, and do you want it? Right? So let's talk about the job real quick because some of you are we obviously are slaves, folks, so we have to go to these jobs or make this money, this evil system, and participate on some level. But you have to want to in your conscious heart to detach from the society. I spoke in earlier videos and I used the word, bounding to society. No, I'm not bounding anything. So when we talk about the squeeze we're putting on other people, those people who speak on these things on social media, they never talk about the greater society who's suppressing everyone else because they're getting perks from society. I need you guys to see the reality of that. The best of you anyway. I'm talking to you anyway. Demoniacs are not trying to hear what I'm saying because they're getting those perks, folks. They're going to go along with this ride, and some of them in ignorance believe that they can be saved by the lower energies, which will get stomped, folks. Do you not understand what I'm saying to you? See, if you go to church every day, if you have a doctrine of any level where you are reading about the Most High, and you're reading about his greatness and his creation of life and the universe and all of these things, then you clearly believe he's real, right? And I try to make you guys understand, if you're real, he's more real than you are. Do you not get that? But because you're third dimensional and everything you do is based on touch sense, if you can feel something, you believe that it has to be real based on that, when in reality, that's the dense nature of something. Higher reality is fluid, folks. I keep telling you this. This is how you get your air, because higher beings who live in a higher reality are creating these things and holding your world, folks. So you're in a fishbowl and you don't have a choice. You merchants, I was talking to you and I didn't want to make this about you because I said what I said. Bear witness. You give the pain, and that's why I'm going to speak on that. You give the pain and you're not capable of reasoning the people who work for you as being human, because you're not really human. You get what I'm saying? You're a demoniac. Your thing is to break these people in spirit in all types of ways. So we go to these jobs, and like I was telling y'all in that video, I talked about some of the demoniac tactics on the job, where they have you working a shift continuously, or then they cut your hours, or any way that they can sense that they're going to give you some type of pain. The problem is, and I took notice to this over the years, that every job I went to, folks, I noticed that there was some element of this demoniac behavior. In some cases, it would outright take the environment. And you have to look at the higher ups, who are the higher demoniacs in these environments. That's why I keep telling y'all have to make this a bigger fight now. The jobs will be done away with. If they're attached to that money, they're going to be done away with, folks. And those of you who don't appreciate that, you're not even going to see this happen, right? You'll go to the hellish worlds and they'll have all of these monetary things or whatever, but you won't live long enough to appreciate them or hold on to them, folks, because you're in a pit of dark energy. The fear and stress that's created in that environment will consciously put you lower and lower, folks, because you don't understand the nature of reincarnation or any of the real realities of life. You never die because the Most High is holding your life. He is your life. So he never dies. So you never die. But where you vibrate is important. I keep saying that because that's the thing that in technicals, because you guys work in technicals. You trying to understand something with a pencil and a piece of paper or something. And you know your string theory. So if you understand string theory even a little bit, even the best of you so-called rocket scientists out there who believe you know something, you don't know shit, but you believe you know something. When you think about string theory, if you're in third dimension, you know that there's higher dimension, right? And there's lower dimension. You know this. You're proving this on paper with so-called, right? So if you're third dimensional, that means your aspects of lateral movement, up, down, left, right, that compass thing, it's restricted on some level, folks. Higher reality is fluid, and you can't, it just is what it is, and you can't put a piece of paper and a pen to it. Things work perfectly in higher reality, folks, just as they are. And when you grab the understanding of their better nature, and some of you have to actually experience that technically to get there, and that is the blessing that I have, folks. See, even when I'm in times of, when I'm alone, folks, I'm never alone. I've always had the Most High all my life. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because he is me. He is all things, folks. So when he makes me aware of his actual essence, in addition to all of those things, including myself, I am blessed on that level. So when I talk about my blessing, it's not because the Lord has pulled a curtain back. The idea of what the curtain is, folks. String theory again. Let's talk about that. That curtain in technical for you guys is that string theory thing. And the Most High holds this all, folks. String theory is nothing to him. He holds this all, folks. And I want you to think about someone standing on the cliffside yelling or shouting out. And then you elevate the frame a little bit higher and you see that person as a little dot on a mountainside or something, or a cliff. And you can barely see him as a speck, but then you elevate a little bit higher and then you see the clouds and that mountain is just a speck. And you elevate a little higher and then you see the heavens, folks. You elevate a little bit higher and you keep going, folks, until you get into higher realities that are real and all have purpose and duty, folks. But you don't understand it. See? And we know this because the little things that you have might over, you step on these things and you show no compassion. So now it's time, when we talk about reckoning, for you to experience and understand what that's about. A narcissist will argue to the floor about why this is this. I've heard people say all types of things. That these things that are happening are controlling people and this and that, when you've had your whole existence to control other people. Enjoyed it, never cared about if their necks got broken or their backs got broken, never cared. Enjoyed, partied up. Even reading your literature about this happening, and up to that very moment when you would get teeth crushed out of your mouths, right? You'll be partying and dancing along and enjoying the perks of all of the things you have taken from other people, and you're not understanding what karma is. And when I hear people, some of these gurus and stuff, talk about karma now, they're talking about it on a level where man shouldn't be punished for the stuff he's done. Even though they've watched man do all of the shit he's done and have not commented up to this present point. See, nature and animals, folks, right? You don't have a right to objectify an animal on such a level where you put them in a processing plant and they become bologna or ham or something, and billions of them get things and prodded and electrocuted and all types of tortures go into these things just to make a product for you guys so you can have a ready meal. And you're selfish to the bigger idea. That's why I told you. It's more than just who you are and your doctrines. This is about nature. This is about the environment. This is about everything, right? All of the things that have been provided to you and you don't share in that abundance, right? There was a time when conscious man walked amongst each other and shared in the abundance, and everything was beautiful. But now if you look at all of the levels of things, Mother Earth has sat back and watched you do these things, and now they're taking action, folks, right? They don't have to do anything for you, but you don't understand that because you think this is about your experience, not realizing that there are higher realities. So when you apply it to your string theory, what do you want it to do for you when you say it from that standpoint? What do you want to understand another reality so you can get there to do what? To pillage that land? You will be crushed, folks. You will never make it to higher reality. It works like that. There is no technical nature to higher reality where you can get in a rocket and go to higher reality. Now, I've heard a few YouTubers also who are enlightened on some level, and I've spoken on this with these different keys and these different levels of the gift, where you speak on societies and worlds that you say you've seen, and I know you have. And I'm thankful to the Most High for showing me these different people on social media and just in the world, society at large, who will be part of the new society. But I want you guys to take it a little bit further. Put your glasses on just a little bit better. You're seeing that reality. But if you try a little bit harder, if you look with your heart versus just your your logical minds, then you would see that those realities are being held by beings. See, that's the level I'm blessed on. I'm in company of the beings who hold the realities. And yes, there are societies. By me being in oneness with those beings, I know the societies, folks. All of them. There are trillions of worlds. And you can see them maybe on some technical nature, but you're not going to be able to get to them with a rocket ship. That's why you can't take a pen and a pad and calculate a formula. You think you can, but it takes a little bit more than that. It's going to take your heart. That's why you have one. And I'm talking about your conscious heart, folks. See how the Most High is playing into this, folks? He's the most important aspect because he's giving you life, and that's why he's giving you a heart to reach him. That is your spiritual Bluetooth. I'm in oneness with the Most High. I talk to him every day. Spoke to him right before I came out, and with the great ones every day, right? And you're seeing everything you're seeing that's happening. And I spoke on some things, and I'm not going to bring those up because you're going to see those things happen. What are they going to do? They're going to push you out, meaning that you're not going to be able to function on the level you function because it's caused pain. Just like that viewer was talking about. I appreciate you, guy. You know, thanks for your support and everything. But social media is not going to be here long, folks. Anyway, regardless, all of these hands of evil we've done away with around the world society. You're not greater than Mother Earth, and this is what she wants. See, this is her free will. I try to give you technical science and understanding of these things just to get you to see, folks. I love bad behavior, folks. But only for the videos which will no longer exist going forward. Especially if they try to censor or do anything. That's why I don't even fear this whole process. I welcome it. Because you're gonna deal with the bullier. Right? You haven't paid him, and he's allowing you to even have that energy to transmit. So you'll see what's going to happen with that. Okay? Only for the videos, folks. I love bad behavior, but I don't love it. And when you guys stop loving it, we'll have a better society. But you'll be done away with regardless. You understand? You want sensation. You want all of these things that are not important, folks. Right? You want someone to enslave you and make you work every day. You need something to do. When you can praise God, that's something that you can do. Y'all have a nice day.